You have not spoken a single word in 7 years. Not one. Your voice has become a memory, a ghost trapped in your throat. But today, on the edge of a cliff, with a child's life slipping through your fingers, you will shatter that silence. And when you do, everything you have built in this monastery will crumble. This is the moment you break your sacred vow, and there is no turning back. You have taken a vow that most people cannot even imagine enduring for a single day. You do not speak. Not a whisper, not a murmur, not even a sigh that carries meaning. For years, silence has been your companion, your discipline, your entire world. You are a monk in a remote monastery perched high in the mountains, where the wind howls through ancient stone corridors, and the only sounds are the shuffling of robes, the distant chime of bells, and the relentless rhythm of your own breathing. Every morning, you wake before dawn in a cell so small you can touch both walls with your outstretched arms. The air is cold, biting against your skin, and the darkness is absolute until you light a single candle. The flame flickers, casting dancing shadows on bare stone walls that have witnessed centuries of devotion. You kneel on the hard floor, your knees aching from years of this ritual, and you begin your meditation. The silence is not empty. It is thick, almost tangible, pressing against your eardrums. You hear everything. The creak of wood settling in the cold, the scurry of a mouse somewhere in the walls, the distant cough of another monk, muffled and fragile. You have learned to listen to the world in a way that those who speak constantly never will. You move through your day in a choreography of quiet gestures. In the refectory, you eat in silence. The only sounds are the scrape of wooden spoons against bowls, the soft chewing of bread, the pour of water into cups. You taste everything more intensely because there is no conversation to distract you. The rough texture of barley porridge, the slight bitterness of herbal tea, the way a crust of bread resists between your teeth before yielding. Every sensation is magnified, almost overwhelming in its clarity. The monastery operates on unspoken rules that everyone understands. A nod means agreement. A lowered gaze shows respect. Hands pressed together signal gratitude. You communicate in a language of stillness, and after so many years, it has become more natural than words ever were. You do not miss speaking, or at least you tell yourself you do not. But there are moments when the silence becomes a prison. When you see a bird take flight outside your window, and you want to call out to it, to name it, to share the beauty of its movement with someone. When another monk stumbles and falls, and you rush to help him, and you want to ask if he is hurt, if he needs anything, but instead you can only touch his shoulder and hope your eyes convey what your voice cannot. The abbot is ancient, his face a map of wrinkles, his eyes still sharp and knowing. He moves through the monastery like a whisper himself, and when he looks at you, you feel as though he can see every thought you have ever hidden. He is the only one who can grant permission to break silence, and such permission is given only in the most extreme circumstances. Death, fire, a threat to the sacred order. You have never spoken in all your years here, not once. You have held your vow as tightly as you hold your prayer beads, each wooden bead smooth from constant touch, each one representing a promise kept. But then something changes. It begins on an ordinary morning, or what should be an ordinary morning. You are in the garden, attending to the vegetables that sustain the community. The earth is damp and rich under your fingers. You pull weeds with careful attention, feeling the roots resist before giving way. The sun is warm on your back, and for a moment, everything feels peaceful. Then you hear it, a sound that does not belong, a cry sharp and desperate coming from beyond the monastery walls. It is a child. You freeze, your hands still buried in the soil. The cry comes again, more urgent now, filled with terror. You stand, your heart pounding, and you look around. The other monks are scattered throughout the garden, bent over their work, their faces serene and undisturbed. Do they not hear it? The cry echoes again, and now you are certain. Someone is in danger. A child is in danger. You move toward the wall. Are your feet carrying you faster than you have moved in years? The monastery is built on the edge of a cliff, and beyond the wall is a narrow path that winds down the mountain. You reach the gate, your hands trembling as you pull it open. The iron hinges groan, and several monks turn to look at you. Their expressions are questioning, but they do not stop you. You step outside and the world opens up in a way that feels both exhilarating and terrifying. You have not been beyond these walls in so long. The path is treacherous, loose stones skittering under your sandals. You move carefully, your eyes scanning the landscape. And then you see her. A small girl, no more than 7 or 8 years old, clinging to a rocky outcrop just below the path. The ground beneath her has given way, and she is dangling over a sheer drop. Her fingers are white with strain, her face streaked with tears. She looks up at you, and her mouth opens, but no sound comes out now. She is too terrified even to scream. You drop to your knees at the edge of the path, reaching down toward her. But she is too far. Your fingers stretch, but there is empty air between you. You lie flat on your stomach, extending your arm as far as it will go, feeling the rough stones scrape against your ribs. Still, you cannot reach her. Her grip is slipping. You can see her fingers losing their hold, one by one. Panic surges through you, hot and overwhelming. You look back toward the monastery, but no one is coming. No one else heard her. It is only you. And in this moment, you understand that your vow means nothing if this child dies. You lean further over the edge, your body half hanging in space, and you open your mouth. The first sound that emerges is strange, cracked, unfamiliar. Your voice has not been used in so many years that it feels like a foreign instrument. But you force the words out, rough and desperate. "Take my hand," you shout, and the sound of your own voice shocks you. It echoes off the mountain, loud and raw. The girl looks up, her eyes wide, and she reaches. You stretch further, ignoring the pain in your shoulder, the fear that you might fall with her. Your fingers brush hers once, twice, and then you grasp her wrist. You pull with all your strength, your muscles screaming, and slowly, agonizingly, you haul her up. She scrambles onto the path beside you, sobbing, and you collapse next to her, your chest heaving. For a long moment, you both lie there, alive, breathing. Then you sit up and look at her, but she is staring at you with something like awe, and you realize that you are crying. Not from pain, but from the enormity of what you have just done. You have broken your vow, you have spoken, and you would do it again.